David Schwartz just exposed the $100 XRP narrative, and almost no one caught what he actually meant. Not that 100 is impossible, but that the way people think it happens is completely wrong. Because if XRP was truly guaranteed to hit $100, it wouldn't be sitting anywhere near where it is today. It would already be much higher. And that signal idea from Schwartz, it breaks the entire narrative, folks. We're going to talk about it. So now we need to step back and ask a better question here. Not will XRP hit $100, but what would actually need to exist for that to happen? Because when you start connecting everything, like what Schwartz is saying, what Ripple is building, what regulators are unlocking, and where global liquidity is actually heading, you start to see the real picture. And this is where everything starts to shift. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why $100 isn't about belief, what the real drivers of price actually are, and the exact system level conditions required for it to even be possible. Price is not going to ask for a permission, everyone. It's already going to be there. So let's kick it off right here. A lot of XRP holders, they're waiting for the breakout, waiting for the next headline, waiting for the system to shift. But what is your XRP actually doing right now? Holding is one thing, making it work is another. That's why I partnered over here with FortisX. They built a liquidity powered staking layer for long-term holders. No wallet required here. No lockups, fast withdrawals, and you get flexible positioning. Your assets, they stay yours, but they can generate yield while you wait. And if you want to use my link down below, hey, get a 10% bonus on your deposit. If you believe in XRP long-term like me, 10 plus years, don't let it sit idle. I'll definitely include a link down below in the description. So Schwartz's point, it's very simple and it's brutal. If the market truly did believe XRP was going to $100, whales would have already accumulated aggressively, and price, it would already reflect that expectations. Let me break it down. Markets are forward looking, right? Markets do not wait for headlines. They price in the future early. Right now, XRP, I mean, it's pretty much stuck around what, $1.40 to $1.50. Even if we say it's stuck in between $1 and $2, that's a 6,000 to 7,000% move to get to $100. Now, if that outcome was widely expected, you would see massive liquidity inflows, explosive demand, a rapid repricing, but you don't. And this is where it gets a little uncomfortable. The market is not pricing in $100 because the conditions for $100, they don't exist yet. Not impossible, it's not crazy, just not built. And this is where the real conversation begins, because everyone's asking, will XRP go to $100? That's the wrong question. The real question is, will the network handling value grow over 50x? Because that narrative, it's emerging. Mass expansion, not just users, participants. We're talking AI agents. We're talking machines. We're talking these autonomous systems. This is where everything shifts again. Agent-based commerce, folks, that is where we are going. We're talking machines paying machines, AIs executing transactions, global settlements actually happening in real time, and systems like the XRP ledger, which are built for speed, which are built for low cost, which are built for scalability. Price doesn't lead this. Usage does. Price follows utility. It always has. It always will. And this is the part nobody's thinking about. If the network expands 50x, price doesn't move slowly. It reprices violently. But it only does this if the infrastructure exists. Remember this? Ripple's building the foundation, and they're doing it quietly. This is where most people are going to lose the plot. They just think Ripple's out there, promoting RLUSD, buying companies to help their company. That's not it. They're out there building systems around XRP. Custody, compliance, interoperability across the XRP ledger. ledger, across your EVM compatible systems, through these different institutional layers. We're talking MPC security, HSM infrastructure. We got hot and cold wallets, policy engines, and multi-custody solutions. This isn't retail tech. We are looking at institutional grade infrastructure. What it means, it's simple. And Ripple tells you in this presentation, if you have no custody, you'll get no institutions. If you have no institutions, you'll get no scale. And if you have no scale, you're definitely not getting a $100 XRP. It's that simple. So this isn't hype. This is step one of a system being built. But infrastructure alone, folks, that's not enough, because even perfect systems don't move without permissions. Here's your unlock: regulations. The moment everything turns on. And right now, market structure laws are finally advancing. Your stablecoin frameworks are finally forming. Clarity. It is increasing globally. And here's the key insight: institutions will not move without rules. They will not. But once your rules exist, your institutions will move fast. And that is exactly where everything is going to accelerate. Regulations don't slow markets, everyone. They enable capital. And capital is what actually moves price. This is where belief turns into allocation. And allocation, that changes everything. But even then, there's still one more layer that most people completely ignore. Liquidity is your real fuel. Now here's David Sachs at Davos 2026 talking about, after the market structure bill passes, banks are fully going to get into crypto. Listen to this clip.
A good compromise is everyone leaves a little bit unhappy, right? But I think what's going to happen is that after market structure passes, the banks are going to get fully into the crypto industry. So we're not going to have a separate banking industry and crypto industry. It's going to be one digital assets industry. And I think
will they be regulated
their opinions are going to evolve over time. And I bet you over time, the banks like the idea of paying yield because they're going to be in the stablecoin business.
But will they also be regulated the same way? And I guess that's a big, I mean, the banks will say, hey, if they get to do all the same things we do, how come they don't get regulated?
Well, I guess because they're offering slightly different products, right? Yeah. So, but I mean, everyone offering the same product should be regulated in the same way. And we want to get to that harmonization.
That is a very, very important clip right there. Now, liquidity. Liquidity is going to be the real fuel here. I think everyone knows that at that point. We just see that bank XRP drop. Look, I think it's very simple and very obvious, right? If there's no liquidity, there's no market. It's that simple. Right now, your global systems are shifting. Your bank capital rules are evolving. You can see it up here. The Fed and FDIC just dropped a major proposal to modernize bank capital rules. Basel III. They're going to streamline the risk rules, free up liquidity, and modernize your operational risk frameworks. That came directly from the Federal Reserve's website. So right now, what are we looking at? Global systems are shifting. Your bank capital rules, they are evolving, and your risk frameworks are finally modernizing. Liquidity conditions are changing. When liquidity expands, capital is going to search for yield. Your new systems are going to absorb that capital. And the assets that are tied to those systems, like XRP, they will reprice. XRP isn't just reacting to crypto markets. It's reacting to your financial system's liquidity. And the part that no one's thinking about is that when liquidity and infrastructure, when they meet, and they're going to meet, moves don't look gradual. Your moves look sudden, which moves us to this. Real demand already exists. Real usage is already happening. Ripple clients are already moving value, 750 million worth of value per year. And the key detail behind this is that they are willing to pay more here for speed. Let that sink in. Utility is already proven. Demand already exists. The system is already being used. This is the bridge today. And what comes next? Because there's only one missing piece right now. That missing piece is scale. Folks, that is your missing piece. And Grayscale lays it out, telling you that XRP is battle tested and is positioned for institutional portfolios. Retail is not going to drive the price up of XRP to $100. Retail doesn't move these markets like they did in 2017. Institutions, BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Van Eck, those institutions and their clients, that's what's going to move the markets. Now imagine this system fully turned on, right? market, institutions onboarded, regulations clear, liquidity flowing. You got those AI agents transacting globally 24/7, 365, all as your banks are settling instantly. There's no more delays. There's no friction. There's no legacy bottlenecks. Bye, Swift. At that point, this system isn't competing with the old one. It's replacing it. And XRP, it sits inside the movement of value itself. This is the part that most people won't catch until it's too late. The system doesn't wait for belief. It moves when it's ready. So Schwartz, he didn't kill the $100 XRP narrative. He exposed it. Price doesn't move because people believe. It moves when your network scale, when your institutions allocate, when your liquidity expands, and the infrastructure actually gets used. And right now, that system is still being built. It's starting to come online. But when it fully comes online, $100 won't feel insane. It won't feel speculative. It will feel like a delayed reaction. And by that time, it's gonna make sense to everyone. And you won't be early anymore. You'll be out there celebrating and living your best life. I'm ready for that moment. I know you are as well. As always, hit that like, subscribe. I'll see all y'all on the next one.